Hey everyone, welcome to the special edition of the Killer Content Podcast. We are at the KQSF Retreat, and we're going to be taking this opportunity to do a little in-person, four-person thing here. We're going to talk about CampKQ. So I'm here with my co-host as always, Josh B. And we also have Ian and Felix with us.
Hello.
Hello.
So today we're just going to be talking a little bit about the history of CampKQ, a little bit about what the audience can expect, some exciting draft picks, as well as some other CampKQ lore and just fun facts. So yeah, let's get started.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one camp before I was there that was a draft, so I can't really speak to that one.
Oh yeah, I joined the game like 1 week after that.
Gotcha.
Did it start and then like we got this?
I think we've already started.
Sure.
I think we're actually doing
Hell
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Casual.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, when did it start though?
It started in I joined in 2017.
Oh.
And so it started like just before, I don't know if it was like end of 2016 or something, but I'm pretty sure early 2017.
Right.
I didn't even
And the
know about this tournament at the time.
Yeah. It was Dingers Out, which was, do you remember this?
Yeah.
Dingers
Yeah.
Out.
It was X, capital X, lowercase x, Dingers Out, X, uppercase X, lowercase x.
Beautiful.
Versus
AIM screen game.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that was like the Blake Compton, like Aaron Goldberg, Matt Feldkamp, and two other players.
Wow.
Yeah. Like Midwest
Sluggers.
Sluggers.
Yeah, Sluggers.
Midwest
And then
Sluggers.
it was against the Cody team, which was, I'm pretty sure, Cody, Matt, Neal, and I believe it was John Mark's debut tournament as well, and they got first place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
So it was, everyone was like, oh, John Mark, this is the player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
John Mark and I were both elevated because of Cody. So I won GBC 3D with Cody, and it's like, did either of us really win that tournament, or did Cody win that tournament?
Cody, in my head, I don't even know who you were.
It was a different era. I feel like that's a tale as old as time. That makes me think of 30. Like,
Right.
but I was
Wait, no, go on,
playing
I
like
don't know
a year. I won 30, but as
Oh.
a drone who had been playing for less than a year because like Woody and Dan Barron and Wilk and like I was.
Wow. You got carried.
I was carried, but I was also a promising young upstart. Like there was the combination of both. Yeah, it's cool.
So is that what camp is all about?
I think so. I mean, I think it's highlighting players who don't usually get their dues, because it's so easy for tournaments to get dominated by the teams that are just like the slobber knocker teams, and people like don't pay attention after maybe top 2, maybe top 3, and whoever got 4th and 5th. People don't watch the games of the people who get 4th and 5th and 6th and be like, oh, look at that player, they actually played really well. Like they just weren't supported, or like something wasn't clicking with the team, or whatever it was. Like,
well, because if you're gonna watch footage, of course you're gonna watch the top team. You're gonna like try to learn from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you try to learn from like the team in the bottom half?
See,
it's not gonna be as useful.
why? It's because of camp. It's because of tournaments like camp, where you're like, okay, now I know all of these people who have been quietly putting in work this whole time. That's where they shine. It's great. Mikio. Shout out to Mikio.
Yeah, I want to bring it up later. We'll talk about it more. Let's keep it here. Let's
for
really
sure.
groove.
Like dig in.
But I do think it's hard, even when you're looking at like one of the weaker squads, it's hard to see the quality of a player sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, where do you look? It's like, oh, they cast the ledge really well, but then like their team's losing, so like they don't know as much opportunity to shine,
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's often like, if you're gonna build like a slugger squad that is gonna get podium, it's like you're looking to get the players who have podium before. It's like that feedback loop where like the people who have gotten top 3 are going to be the ones who continue to get top 3. And yes, like, there's absolutely like a skill component to it, absolutely, of course. But there is kind of this like, those are the people who are asked to be on the teams, and it's I find it personally like very frustrating. Like, how are you supposed to break into this top 3, podium level team in order to get on to more teams? And I don't know if there's like a good on-ramp.
There is a good on-ramp. You use a little social acumen to figure out what will make one of those players play on a tournament. Okay, bro, Wyatt has family out in Seattle. You know how I know this? It's because I asked him about it. And you know what I did with that? Is I was like, hey, Seattle team, because I knew he was more likely to go out there. And then you're like, hey, other really top players, you want to play with Wyatt? He and I are playing in Seattle. You round up people like that. I've been watching a lot of The Sopranos recently. No, like these are separate things, but that is, I think, part of the on-ramp is you have to get to know these people, and you have to get to know like them on a personal level, not just as players.
So okay, I just want to say totally fair, and friendship is a major part of why I think a lot of people play Killer Queen. But it feels a bit unfair to me, where like I think we should all address that like you are a true expert at this skill. You have a skill of this more than most people.
You're probably better than everyone in the entire community.
Yeah.
You're friends with more people in Killer Queen than anyone else that I know.
I'm
Probably
extremely
than
flattered.
anyone.
Thank you.
So for the people who like
Who don't do that.
who don't do that, or just are really interested in the game, and not, because it's a wonderful game in and of itself beyond just community. So for the people who don't have the skill to make these friends, or this social acumen, as you put it, it becomes really challenging.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a way to get on these teams, but I love that there's things like CampKQ that allow kind of like the players who have absolutely been putting in the work and grinding to be highlighted, to get onto a team that theoretically is as balanced as every other team.
Yes.
Hey, we can really get started.
My nemesis, my father, my many things in KQ.
The uncle.
The Toonsace of KQ, for sure. What's up, Felix? How you doing? I'm doing great. How's dinner?
Dinner's going well. There's so much garlic.
Yeah. I love garlic.
We're talking about the early days of KQ for the record.
For the record.
Oh yeah, we're trying to do the on-ramp.
CampKQ, yes.
How did camp start?
Yeah.
What was the first camp tournament? Asher says it's some BYOT thing. I don't know what that even means.
Yeah.
Fingers out, XXX.
Dingers. So first one was a BYOT, and then my understanding, you having lived in Portland, please correct me, but is that Dylan Higgins, when he kind of took over organizing, made the decision, not alone but largely, to make it a draft format. Yeah. Which, in my opinion, is one of the smartest ideas a tournament organizer's ever had.
So smart.
Yeah. It was part of the Red Bull circuit that year.
Oh, I did not.
Like that second year, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
year was like its own thing, but then the second year, like they gave us a pin. I was on whose team was I on? I was on John K's team. I was on John K's team.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good team.
Yeah,
Sick.
I can imagine.
I wish day 2 had gone better for us, but day 1 went great.
Tale as old as
This is
time.
2017 or 2018?
It's got to be 2018, right?
2017 is the first camp.
Okay,
With the
it's
BYOT.
2018 is
Okay.
the second. Yeah, 2018 was that one,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
And I was with Damish in the announcers booth when we were watching Jeremy and Woody. Where we watched Jeremy put on his one-man dance down at the bottom.
I forgot about this.
It was on the bottom of dust map, him by himself, being chased by fucking Woody and Nick Davis and Sam running berries.
Yeah.
Can we get, so we're talking about, it sounds like hype sets from CampKQ. Can we talk about who were the winners so far at CampKQ? Can we talk about that? Who's won?
Sure.
So 2017 the BYOT was the Cody squad,
Right.
and then 2018 was it Jeremy or Woody?
Woody
took
won.
it.
Second.
Do we know who else was on the team?
Yes, it
Nick
was
Davis, Brian McMahon.
Brian
Oh, Brian, yeah.
and
Yeah.
Woody, Nick Davis, Quinn, Brian McMahon, Nick Mikros.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was the creator himself. One of
That's sick.
yeah.
Jeremy had Sam. Frick. Who else?
10 years ago almost.
Yeah.
Wild.
So,
There was a new player from Arizona that was one of the people Sam was teaching.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jeremy?
Yeah, on Jeremy's team.
no, was he also named Jeremy? There's a Jeremy out there.
Jeremy.
Okay, all right. Logan?
I forget her name.
I see.
Liz.
Liz.
Who was on your CampKQ
Oh,
team,
someone
Sam?
screaming from the audience. Love to
Who
see
was
it.
on your CampKQ team that year?
Jeremy, Amanda, Curtis, Liz, and me.
Amanda.
Curtis. Yeah.
That's a
That's
squad.
Curtis.
Yeah.
That's a
Ooh,
squad.
That was a 6 squad.
Yeah.
Curtis, Amanda, Sam, Liz.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a
That
really
was a
fun team.
freaking-
Yeah,
that's a freaking power.
So, for the record, this is also my first camp. It's my first travel tournament that I didn't drive to. Technically, there was one in Ohio, but I was called by Dylan Higgins a week before it happened, saying, "Hey, we have a dropout. Like, can you like come in and fill? And so I flew in, and I remember watching that grand finals. It was incredible. It was wild, and you know, Brian was really new at the time, and Quinn was just really I think under recognized, but Nick Davis knew both of them because of having lived in Seattle and going back there for family, and San Francisco, you know, the other like resident expat Chicago to San Francisco, you know. So Woody definitely was like leaned on Nick Davis just for like, hey, who do you like? Who do you like from the, you know, check out this list. Who are the sleepers? And so that's a little bit how that squad came together. Yeah.
So Jeremy had the one-man show on the bottom of Dust Map, but also Sam had this sick double kill on Woody and Nick Davis, where Nick Davis just slightly drops the cap and Woody comes in for a J, and Sam just like outrises both. Like this is prior to
If we can find it,
put it in post. This is prior to Sam's actual true warrior start, right? Like because she only started warring.
She was a pure objective for a long time.
And she was warrior this tournament, and absolutely killed it her first round, and that was sort of, I think, her beginnings of her warrior right there. Yeah.
See, I think maybe we could just like take this moment to talk about this, because we were talking before you came, Felix, that like tournaments like this are a great way for players to kind of break out into the public scene, as well as try new roles, because they're going to be drafted maybe later round picks, and it turns out that they're fantastic, and they're like getting put into a warrior role when maybe they were thought of as their own. Like, I feel like these are the things that I personally really love about
It's so cool. It's so cool.
I'm curious, like, why do you guys all like CampKQ so much? Because I know you guys talk about it all the time. And for me personally, this is why I love watching camp. Like, what is it about camp that makes you want there to be, like, you even said in the public Discord, like, inject CampKQ content into my veins. So it's like, why what's so special about this?
Drafting is a very, like, drafting itself for me is the like fun part of CampKQ, like, and seeing how it plays out, because like the like theoretical KQ player in me loves watching and like thinking about like, oh, how will these teams like work out, right? Because like you look at a BYOT tournament sheet and it's like, okay, it's obvious, like the first. You can see like the first like X number of teams. It's like, okay, these are the contenders. Everyone else is sort of maybe has a shot, but probably not. Right?
I've heard it said
They're
that
pushing
like,
for alternate goals.
I've heard it said that you know who's going to win the tournament before the tournament starts.
Usually.
Like the goal or the way to win a tournament is to draft a good team.
Right.
So
I don't know if I fully agree.
I don't completely agree with it.
You have an idea.
I have an idea though.
Yeah, I personally put a lot more stock into it, but also like I'm a salty man, old man. So
Aren't we all?
But no, draft tournaments are exciting because like you get to see a lot of players who don't normally play together.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you get to see, then you get to be like, this person drafted really well, and then they flub, and then it's like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong about all of it. And it's like, it's nice to see like the whole slew of players just like that you never knew doing extremely well.
It's so sick.
I think for the record, there is for sure the first reason that I like camp is because it elevates players that most people aren't watching. Because I'm watching fucking everybody. I'm at all of these tournaments. I'm at all of these tournaments for a reason. I want to know. Like, I'm watching all of you. Like, everybody had like I'm doing it. Like, I see you every time. Every time you get better. Every time you get better, I see you.
You're like samples.
Or worse. Or worse. Don't miss your J.
Don't miss your J.
Yeah.
Don't pick him second round. He missed his J at one time.
Yeah, but there's another reason, and I think it has to do with team comp, which there are the teams that we're talking about that are slobber knocker teams that are like winning the majors. sort of don't have to really worry about positional team comp. You take enough talent and you throw it together, and you're just like, we know how to make it work. There are players who are really good in specific fields, in specific areas of the game that are not maybe good at other parts. But if you get them together in the right order and on the right squad, they can make some things happen that you wouldn't expect.
Magic.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, and by the way, Ian here as a 2-time camp winner.
2 times.
In a row.
Camp champ.
Camp champ.
There's a big story behind that. Thank you. There's a lot of fucking pressure from all of SF, largely Felix. But, I wanted.
Pressure. What do you mean?
Oh, are you kidding me? I show up. Okay,
Let's rewind to that.
we win. We win together in 2019. No, 2022 or whatever. The one after pandemic.
So going back to camp winners, right? It's Woody, it's Josh B.
No, what was 2019? Oh, they didn't have it. They didn't have it. They're doing every other year, right?
Yeah.
It's like 2018 and then
2018.
I think they maybe didn't have it in 2018. No, they were still doing it every year. But the one that Woody won was the first one I played at, and I only started really in like late 2019.
Okay.
So it has to have been that.
I don't remember who won in 2019.
That aside, I gotta keep the momentum of this way. It was Woody, then it was Josh with me as first speed.
Okay, yep.
Nobody had any confidence in me. Except for
You
drafted me. You drafted me, and then we were playing trash games together, and I hit a stinch on Dylan Lee with you, and you were, I knew you weren't bad. I
was hyping you up as a joke.
He was also at the retreat.
Okay, all right.
We all had confidence.
Yeah. But this was my first the first camp win. And then I just got the feeling that people were like, yeah, but like Josh B, like whatever. Auto wins tournaments. The attitude at the time was Josh B auto wins tournaments, and I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna win it as queen. I signed up as queen. I remember talking with Cesar, and there's no shot on Cesar. Mid tournament Cesar, the year I won as queen, I was like, hey, who do you think is gonna win? And I said, I'm gonna win. And he goes, but like really? And I go, no, I'm serious. I'm gonna fucking win. He goes, okay. but that year I had I consider it the tournament that I had like the most to prove at, and I was not gonna come I wasn't walking away with anything but first. I was so intent on killing whatever that feeling was that I was carried by my queen last year. But
we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about
the retreat right before that camp. My queen was it just wasn't looking all that great. It was fine, but it was this motherfucker sits there every second goes bully Ian. He goes to the other side of the cab to make sure that he's always playing against me, and every time I die he goes, oh, better tune that up. Can't miss those J's, Ian. Can't poke out this left.
And then it was Matt Wu and I.
I love it. I love it.
I heard this chant, but I didn't know it was from.
I was so mad.
You gotta do the dance too. You gotta do the dance.
I remember the dance.
But it worked.
Oh, it worked.
Well, there was a little friction between us, but
but that's what worked. It was the friction.
It was the friction.
I was.
You have to make sure.
I was coming in the days when, during the days when people were working and nobody was playing on the cap, I was coming in and tapping on my own. I was just like, if I can tap for 2 hours without stopping, then my endurance will be good enough to last through camp. I can't maybe make my brain magically better, but I can make my arm magically better, and I fucking did that at camp.
Wow.
It was big. Yeah.
Okay, so you had a breakup performance. You feel like you kind of proved to yourself and to the community that you belong at the top.
I can at least eat at the table.
You got carried by Mikio. We all know it.
Mikio's one 2-time winner.
Shout outs to Mikio. Shout outs to Mikio. Yeah.
He's a 2-time winner.
Well, so that was the other in the Josh B one. Do you want to speak to why you picked Mikio and Red Chris? Because I think me, that's whatever. That's not interesting. Miranda is to me so obvious. She's maybe my favorite drone. She scraps up there with the best. She's underappreciated. Tell me about your pick of Mikio.
Sorry. My pick of Mikio. what I did, my strategy was I was gonna pick Ian first because I knew he was the best player in the. I was gonna pick Ian first, and then I wanted to pick Miranda second or third. So I was like toward the end of this tail for the snake. So I knew I wanted Miranda, and I saw that Damas was probably picking right after me. He was like ranked above me, so I had to pick Miranda second. And then I was trying to get 2 warriors because I knew Miranda didn't really want a warrior. So Mikio, I ended up picking Mikio because I reached out to Alyssa in Portland, and I was like, who should I pick? So I just outsourced the decision. I didn't know Mikio very well. Like he had been coming out to SF, and I had been ranking players for a while for like our league nights for running the script on them. And I ended up picking Mikio because I was like, oh, he's really good. And then Alyssa was like, strong recommend. Like, okay, easy. No question.
And then Red Chris had also been.
And then Red Chris had also been coming out to SF, so I had some experience. And the fact that I was able to pick him made no sense.
Yeah,
it was an incredibly poor draft by the rest of the queens. I think, like, I will say at that tournament, there's like a queen's chat that always happens for all the camps. And as soon as I finished my team, I immediately posted in the queen chat and I was like, I'm winning this tournament. and then I felt like kind of an asshole, so I deleted it. But first I need a screenshot.
But like
Slack era Josh. That's a
It
Slack era
was.
Josh.
That's what everyone was telling me, so I deleted it.
But I mean,
it's
honestly,
obvious.
it's really, like, if you draft Red Chris in the 4th round, like, what are the rest of you doing?
Wait, let's talk about this though. Like, what are the most important draft picks you think? Because I think a lot of attention goes to the first round draft pick because people like to, there's this idea that you want to get a really strong striker, and then maybe there's this idea, maybe we can go into this that you really want a strong ledge guard or something like that. But you chose an OBJ second round, so like, where do you feel like you're making the most gains in a round, like in a pick? And
so at the time, I was really big on like, I just gotten off of playing on the same team for like multiple years in a row, SF Secret, and started playing on teams that were more objective focused. And immediately found that worked way better for me. That like focusing on split strat and focusing on like running berries and stand at the same time and having someone who could see that part of the map effectively was just like so much better for my style of play than like heavy control.
Yeah.
That was our West Circuit team, right?
Yeah.
Like, split strat.
And then like we outside, a bunch of other teams like that I was playing with. So I decided I wanted the strongest objective I could get. And then I targeted Miranda as the strongest objective in the tournament.
Yeah. And I was like watching the draft that year, right? And I was looking at Josh's team, and I was like, this makes no sense. Like, I'm looking at this team, I'm like trying to, and this is what like spurred my like further interest into camp. Like, at this point, right?
Love it.
Like, I'm looking at Josh's team, I'm like, someone fucked up. Like, there's no way he got all of these warriors and Miranda, right? So I like went back and meticulously like basically redrafted based off of like who I thought. Like,
I love that Felix is so invested.
yeah, and I was like, okay, this is what happened.
Yeah.
He drafted Miranda second.
The only way.
Because
It had to be.
otherwise, Damish would have gone her in the 2nd or 3rd round because he's behind, like in front of him in the snake.
Yeah.
So he got him second, and then he probably got either Red Chris or Mikio 3rd, right? And then Mikio or Red Chris 3rd or 4th. But either way, those picks make no sense because Red Chris or Mikio do not belong in the 4th
I think
round.
the thing about Red Chris is like we had played with him a lot, and people in Portland have played with him. But there's kind of like an unspoken, sometimes enforced rule of like you can't pick people from your own team. So I think people from Portland were largely avoiding him, but other people just didn't know him because he hasn't traveled a lot. So that helped. No, I think the standard at the time though, and I don't know if people are still following this. Your first pick is probably your speed warrior. You need like the strongest speed available in your first pick. The second pick is typically people say like ledge guard. Like you need someone who can stop their objective.
Because everybody's running berries.
Because everyone's running
They're
berries.
twice as strong, or they're twice as
the
common.
claim.
want to dig into
I
this.
don't buy it. I don't buy it.
We'll go back to that topic.
Sure.
And then third, you pick a solid warrior, and fourth, you pick your objective. And I saw this kind of like prevailing thing going on, and I was like, this is so dumb. Like, objective is so important. I want to get the strongest objective possible, and that's kind of how I organize my draft.
I think there are like several different metagames happening at camp, right? So like if you were in the first couple picks, right, I think that sort of thing makes sense. That sort of template makes sense to follow
As a queen.
As a queen.
Yeah, as a
If
drafter,
you're in the first couple rounds, because like we'll talk about this later as well, but like the weaker queens need sort of both the guidance from like the very strongest speed warriors and sort of the stability of like all the same roles, right? But as you get later and later into the draft, right, like you get to the point where you don't have the options of the strongest Speed Warriors, right?
Yeah.
And,
You gotta pick up Ian.
And the damn,
Bro. What do I gotta do?
you don't necessarily have the options of not the strongest necessarily, because we all know this man is the strongest player who's ever played.
Man, the whiplash I'm getting from this conversation.
But you have more unknown players. You have a game plan that's not necessarily set, right? Like you have to maybe get a little creative around your game plan. But you as a piece yourself are probably a lot stronger than some other pieces, right? Like that tournament that Josh won was SF League night because he played freaking D-Ray and Jess for the crown.
Oh yeah, second and third were SF
It was
League.
me versus Jeff. Yeah, I felt so we've been doing Mixer for a few years at that point, maybe a year, and it gave me so much confidence that Mixer was a great format for getting people to learn the game.
Yeah.
Because seeing 3 SF queens out of, I think we're the only 3 queens for SF that went too. We all placed top, and it felt like a Mixer. Honestly, it felt like a normal league night for us.
I was shit posting in chat. It's like, oh look, it's SF Mixer. Let's go.
Shout outs to Jeff.
Shout outs to Jess. And D-Ray going out on a berry kick. I was this is he like I know he did clip it.
Now watch this drive.
He did have to go for it, and the fact that he went for it made me respect him all the more for it, because if you're a true SF queen, you go for that kick. You go for that every time, 100%, and just knew it. And so that metagame is. That second metagame is okay, how do I which pieces which players do I think are under leveraged in their position? Yeah. And how can I craft a game plan around them? Right? It's hard. It's a much harder game plan to play, but you also know that a lot of the strongest players are off the table, right? And you maybe don't have to worry about them in the same way that you would have had to worry about them at a BYOT tournament.
So Ian, I feel like this is exactly what you were saying. You were saying that you're trying to, find positions for people, or you were kind of phrasing it like most teams have this kind of holistically strong players on their team at BYOTs. But that you feel like that CampKQ gives an opportunity for you to find the players who are spiky. They're good at this one particular thing.
Yes.
How do you feel like you're able to kind of implement this kind of strategy that Felix is talking about? How do you find those players, and what roles are you hoping to find place them in?
For sure. Well, I think it largely goes back to what Josh was talking about, and in terms of having a heuristic going in for what you're looking for, and then being willing to stray from it depending on what's available. But I disagree in that I think that, what I want really is actually my first speed, my striker, my ledge guard, then my objective runner, and then I'll take a Phil Warrior in there.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think that a lot of teams lose in drafts because their objective runner doesn't really want to run objective, and they keep getting up, and then you don't actually have a win condition when you as the queen are trying to play stable.
Is this how BYOT teams lose?
I also think this is how BYOT teams. Yes, for sure. But hey, what's up?
What up?
But so with this in mind, my specific draft kind of went a little bit off with this, because I think there are certain players that you have to pick based on value. I think that second round Christos was crazy. Christos should have gone first round, I think. And
there were so many players in that first round, though. I looked at that year, it was all first rounders went to the second half of the second round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I saw Christos, I was like, I don't really want him to be my ledge guard, but he can do it fine, but he's not all ledge guard to me. But I was like, I can't pass him up. So I scooped him, and I was like, all right, now let's see what's available when it comes back to me. And Mikio was available when it came back to me. And he was the rock solid ledge on my team last year. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'll punt on the drone. I'll pick up Mikio, and then we'll see what's available fourth round. It's
crazy.
Yeah, it was. You got to pick
so
value when it's there.
It's crazy.
Very underrated.
Being able to sort of adjust that game plan, though, having a game plan in mind and being able to adjust it is the mark of a really good drafter, right? like high school.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that works at like every draft game, but like particularly in KQ, the Elise and Ian, I think, are like two of the best team makers, like theoretically, and Elise is in this draft too.
She is.
Sick.
The current draft.
Pretty
current
sick.
one.
Yeah.
Both, but
Both of them.
she got
was in
Ling
last
Ling.
year too.
Yeah, she
got
played with
Ling
Ling
Ling.
Ling last year.
Oh,
Or
right,
last
She
round.
liked to be so hard.
Oh,
She
yeah.
did previous year too. She played when I played. She played
Yeah.
you played. She's playing this time.
Yes,
Pretty sick.
Elise is a little in the shadows, always calculated, like in a good way. For the record, in the same way I am.
In the
But that's
shadows,
why.
in a good way.
You know, it makes it so much more fun for everyone
What, you think I'm
involved.
standing out in the sunlight when I'm at these tournaments watching and taking notes on people? No fucking way.
No, he's scribbling in the
Yeah.
I
That's
think-
it.
I
We
think a
are
big part
two
of-
of a kind in that.
Yes, and a big part of what makes camp fun is that there's these like conversations happening. You're like, we can't talk about it, but actually we're all talking about it. It's like it's kind of hype. It's kind of
I
hype.
want to kind of bring this up. I feel like, there is so much like excitement. I feel like in the draft portion. I know that
Yeah.
personally, I would love to see the draft.
Yes.
And I know that like you, Felix, as well as I know that Don has started doing this as well, kind of like backwards calculate what the draft
Follow along with
like
it.
order likely
Yeah.
was. How do you feel about the fact that like the draft is kind of like a private thing? Is this something that like as a community we could get to a place where we could have it be public or opt in public or something like that?
So hard.
It's really hard. So I think on the like in my mind like there's no reason for it to like okay. Let me preface. Let me go back.
Circle back.
There's a good reason to keep it private, right? Like in the fact that like no one likes being in the last pick. No one wants to be the last pick. No one wants to know they were in the last round, right? Like because sometimes it feels like you're cast off, and like sometimes a lot of times that doesn't motivate people, right? Like it. Really, like some people will play with a chip on their shoulder, and that like really elevates them.
Yeah.
Some people will like completely deflate them and like kill their like morale, right? So in that way, like I'm glad that it's like that's the pro of it being private. The con of it being private is that like it creates this like whisper like
Inside group and an outside group.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
the inside group, like there's this like I was talking with someone yesterday. There's like their opinion was like it creates this like upper class of like people who like are in the know and like can talk about it and like talk about everyone's skill openly, privately, openly, but like no one else is allowed to participate, sort of thing. Which like I think that's a big con, right? Like we should be in a world where we can talk about people's skill in a way that like helps them improve. In a non-hurtful way,
Right.
but like that's always very hard, right? Like that's
I think it seems to me like there's no reason only the Queen's drafting should have access to this.
yeah.
Because also, like, if you start talking to people, you can kind of like weasel your way in
Oh,
understanding it.
I
And so I'm wondering if
King
maybe
Weasel.
this is the
I am the
I'm wondering if there's some way for people to opt into it. Because I think the kinds of people who are really interested in this are not the same people who were talking about like not wanting to know.
Right.
And it's not like having 10 or 20% more people having access to information means that the like 20% of people who don't want to know at all are going to suddenly know out of nowhere.
If I could
As long as
add
it's not
one,
like published, I don't know.
if I could add one thing, I feel like it is really common. I know that this is how I used to think about it originally, that you would think that only the people from the last round would maybe be the people who are offended.
Oh.
But I actually don't think that that's the case.
Yeah.
I think that if people say who expect to go in the first round, but then are actually in like the second or
God
third round,
forbid.
that's also
Yeah,
really
that's also-
painful.
Yeah.
So I think this idea that like you could expose some of it, but like hide some of it, and that would somehow like accommodate everyone or something is also. I think it's all or nothing. I think it's like hard
Yeah.
shows. I think, and I think that you're going to me, unless we can like all come to like an agreement or an understanding, I think it's going to be impossible not to offend someone.
I agree. Yeah.
But that's where I think opt-in sort of works, right? It's like it's a private channel, you can join it. And as soon as you opt in to join it, you have access, and we ask you to not share it publicly.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we're not doing that now.
I think it's that last part that's a problem, though, because the reason that sometimes the feelings get hurt is not because you see it; it's because other people are looking at your placement and you are worried. It's because it's not completely reasonable all the times. It's the emotional side of Killer Queen. And so having in your mind that, oh, wow, everybody who opted into this can now see that nobody thinks I'm a good player, even if that's completely not true. There was a player in the last draft that went 4th round that I was like, this is stupid. This is not a reflection. It's not.
Ended up winning.
Absolutely. It's not a reflection on you, but it's so hard to divorce that from
Yeah.
There are like you have a new format that we will talk about in a bit. But
format.
like this particular format, like that particular new format also incentivizes like certain like all-in sort of rounds, right? Where you put all of your eggs in one basket, and then like everyone else sort of fills in the gaps afterwards. Where it's like, oh, I went for nothing. It's like, of course you went for nothing. He went all in.
He went for nothing.
Like that's the point. That's the value right there. Like the mindset has to like you have to be able to shift that mindset towards like, oh, I was a bargain. They're getting fucked up. Right? But like until we can shift that mindset over to that, like there's going to be a lot of hurt.
And not everybody is going to. That's the problem. Is that we can't get to the point where we can tell everybody, oh, just have this mindset. There will always be a subsection of the population that is not comfortable with it, and that's just how it is. And I think it's important to respect that too. People are at different places in their journey.
It's hard. It's really hard.
I can just say personally that like I remember during a winter KQSF retreat, the only one that I went to, and I remember like at that point I really hadn't started queening yet. I'd really only been Speed Warrior, like during the Bubble Bash 5 times. And like I was just starting to queen league nights, and people were kind of like openly discussing like people's scores, and then my score got brought up as queen, and people were like, "Oh, you're like worse than this player, worse than that player." I was like, my number was really low. I remember like even I was offended, and offended is the wrong word. Even I was
in a good way.
In the shadows. In the shadows. But like even I like understood that like I found that I was able to be motivated by it, but like part of me was like, oh man, like I'm not respected in this way. So like I don't want it to sound like, oh, we're the people who like would never be offended. Like it's really I think it's a very natural and human response, and that's why I'm really like hesitant to make everything public, because the last thing I think any of us want is to push anyone out from who would otherwise want to be. Of course.
The other there's also like there's also like a prevailing like systemic killer queen issue, right? Where it's like people who are considered lesser than, right, in terms of skill, end up getting othered in like somewhat subtle like ways that like we like a lot of people who are like who have like higher skill, quote unquote, like don't recognize, right? So it's important to sort of recognize that and protect that as well. And so that is something like it's like we're talking about mindset, and we're talking about like, hey, like shift it towards this, but also we need to recognize that like there's ways that people get othered if they don't perform, right? So like, so until we also solve that issue, it's going to
shout out to the pickleball crew.
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Have fun.
Chris K, another sleeper draft pick. He's not actually in.
Sleeper? What are you
He's so sleeper, he's not going.
Write his name in.
Just write his name in.
That's the social duck right for name.
Shout out. I'll show up if you write my name down.
It'll be the melee challengers approaching. And this is Chris K.
Who's that KQ player?
Jasmine.
I love it.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the auction?
Let's talk about
So this is a new, basically. So what spurred my desire to kind of have a new style draft format is I saw that CampKQ like registration opened, and within 3 days, 24 teams were made. 120 players signed up. Literally filled out a form. Filled out a form and said, I'm going to buy a ticket. They're not just showing interest. They they literally register.
And here's the role that I won. Here's
Yep.
the scores that I have, and here's all my dope clips.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know what that tells me is there is a desire within the community for more tournaments like this.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though, is yes, we could all start doing more draft tournaments, and I do think that's like a perfectly fine solution. But I do think it'd be good to have some distinguishing features. I think it'd be cool if, like, here's the draft tournament. Here's the, bring 2 draft 2 tournament. Here's, things like this. Although a tournament format, so like, what's a way to distinguish it? It's not just all draft or all BYOT.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of like, what's a different style of format that is similar to draft, but has its own unique twist. And so the one that I was able to think of was something akin to an auction. So all the all the people drafting, which is most likely queens, would start with a certain number of points, and then everyone essentially does a silent bid simultaneously for a player. So let's say I nominated, Felix, and then all of the queens then have a chance to silently choose how much they want to bid for Felix, given how many starting points that they have. And then all those
Oh, sorry.
Oh no!
We killed the internet.
My bad.
Uh-oh.
No, sorry.
Thank you.
Right back from the top.
Yeah. No, so like you would all have the the number of points to bid on a player, and then you reveal simultaneously what everyone silently bid, and then whoever bid the highest, that's how much they pay, and they're put on that team. And the idea is that we would one by one nominate players, everyone silently bid, until everyone has been drafted among those. Among the player list. But here's the kind of the most distinguishing and I think one of the most advantageous parts of this format is you're currently in drafting. The only mechanism that you have to balance teams is the order in which queens draft. And that is a really, in my opinion, a kind of a crude mechanism.
Yeah, it's very imprecise.
It's very imprecise, and like in a perfect world, it would be something other than a snake. It would be like bouncing back and forth to try and help.
In a perfect world, you have capitalism.
Yeah.
there was a we came up with a really interesting draft order for Bubble Bash Remix, right? Like because Jess thought of this exact issue with the draft, right? And like put people in like weird places, and like it started drafting around again. But that is a tangent.
Yeah. So like there's maybe some solutions for drafting that could be explored and have been explored. But I think what's really cool about this auction format and something that we have been doing in a few mocks, and as well as one that we ran here in KQSF, the retreat, is you give the certain queens a different amount of points depending on their perceived strength. So like I was a part of the draft, and people assumed I'm a good player, and so they gave me less points. And then some other queens who are like maybe more green queens, they were given like significantly more points than I was. And so that made it so that I had fewer points to play with, and therefore could not bid as strongly. And so therefore, those people with more points can obviously make stronger team. And so, but what's wonderful is that if you feel like the weaker the queen or the stronger the queen, the more you can adjust these points to accommodate the strength that you feel like is appropriate. And more than just that, I do feel like the game of the draft is, I personally found, much more fun. The auction is significantly more gamey and more entertaining.
You don't just rank all of the players. I think the way I approach draft sometimes is like fantasy football almost. You rank all the players, and you just pick the top one. It's like, it's my turn to draft, I'll take the one that's best.
And maybe you could argue that there are like these different roles that you're trying to mini optimize. It's not purely ranking.
Of course.
There's more going on, but I personally just think that like it's gamifying the draft to another level, and it lets you balance in a way that you can't do with the draft.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I'm really excited for it.
I personally really enjoy it. I would love
West
if
Circuit, SF?
I'm really hoping that no commitments, but I would love if it was happening.
Commit right now. We're doing it.
What do you think, Gabby?
What if we run it? You don't have to.
GDC 10 is this year, so next year, like it'll be West Circuit. We could try that at West Circuit. I would be.
I feel like you don't have to run feedback.
So I've done a couple of the mock drafts from that we did before retreat, and then I did one here that felt more like it was in person. It was we were actually playing the teams instead of hypotheticals. I really like it. I think that the pain point that I have been running into is the feeling that I felt like I could actually really mess up, and I think I did. And if I did really mess up, the thing that was tough for me was that it was the team that was kind of suffering for it. I think that I did not play on this team. But this is not specifically about this one, but
getting good though.
But the potential for having a really good or a really bad draft, I think is higher, and I think that that's great when there are a lot of stakes. I think this is actually something that's fixed by having a lot of stakes because then people prep for it more. Having it just be like throw up a bunch of names on the board and like let's go through not go through the motions, but see how it plays out really quick. I think is great for testing it, but leads to maybe it feeling a little rough when it.
I was thinking doing a couple mock drafts. Like if you're going to do the actual auction draft, you should do a couple mocks with everyone involved, so they can see what the teams look like, and then everyone can talk about like, hey, this team looks too weak. We should up their score. This team, it looks like maybe you didn't know what you're doing. Get good.
Let's start talking about some basic theory.
It's definitely something that I would say like. If we did it, we would have to have a bunch of practice rounds. I would also like this. Also, kind of to me in my mind, it kind of fixes the issue with like, I feel offended that I didn't get picked in a certain round. It's like, well, okay,
there aren't rounds.
There aren't rounds. Like someone came up and they put in all their money and all. Like they didn't have anything left to play with. Right?
There are only X points available total for your pick. So
I think it like kind of makes it more like we could maybe stream it.
I would really love to. I think really cool. I have like thoughts about maybe it could be like opt-in, where if you join the tournament, you agree to have it be public. This is like things we could play around with.
Exactly.
But because I agree with you. It's like it's really easy in a draft to be like, I went this round, so therefore people perceive me as the strong. Well, with this, it's like it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. You went for this many points, therefore you are this much better or worse than someone else because of the context of how many points are still in the system. It's different.
Also, Rob really overpaid for me this last
So you love the auction.
I love it. No, wait, I hate it.
Every dollar reflects your value.
Oh, yeah.
It's your value. Yes. But I think actually, interestingly enough, this also ties back a little bit in terms of auction theory. It ties back a little bit to players that are really good in certain roles. I think that what I took away from this past one was nominating, because there's a nomination process where you like everybody's throwing up names to be like, okay, now we're bidding on this person, and it's just in whatever order the queens are or the drafters are trying to do it in. Throwing up names that play positions that other people already have, so that you're not fighting. You're looking at them and you're like, they have a lot of money, but they also, maybe are looking for to fill different holes. Right. So you're like, okay, Mark, and then I'm like $2 for Mark.
You can do that early too.
Right.
You put someone in who you're like, I know how to slot this player in.
Yes.
Other people might not be thinking about this player.
Yes. Big time.
The other thing with it is there's just so much more like interesting game mechanics behind it that like you can just like you want to force people to overpay, right? Like part of it is I want
that's the order of nominating.
Always trying to do
that.
Like,
I'm trying to get you to waste all your points so that I can go after my actual target, which is this person right here.
It's really interesting.
It's really high.
Everyone,
if you're interested in trying it, just like you should do a mock one.
I have a Discord server.
Talking to the audience,
please let me know. If you want to be, it's like not meant to be exclusionary. It's just meant to be anyone's interested, and I just happen to know people who really like the draft. We've done a few, so please let me know if you would like to be included. It would be great to test out how many points certain queens should be having, and it's very fun.
We did figure that out.
Market value.
Market
forces.
I think we maybe have like time for like one more topic or something. Anything else?
I wanted to talk. We touched on it a little bit. This like idea of undervalued players in drafts. And one of the things that I noticed is like when we were talking about it earlier, right before Felix got here, it was like, maybe like these players are trying to get on a good team, but they can't really show up, and so camp gives them an opportunity to win, like to show how good they are. But I think there's some people who like aren't trying to do that.
Mm.
They go to camp, they want to like play as well as they can, but then they're not trying to get drafted on one of the top teams in BYOT. So they typically are ending up on teams that are placing in the middle, at the bottom of the bracket. But it's because they're not trying to win the BYOT.
Right.
They're trying to show up and have fun.
Yeah.
And I think this is where like Mikio, for example, really shines. It's like if you look at tournament performances, you're not gonna see him in the top 2 in the top finals of a lot of tournaments.
Right.
But he's not trying to be in the finals of the tournaments necessarily. He's not trying to build the strongest team.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not trying to no life this game like us.
so I mean, it's just sort of like maybe like those are the people you can look for when you're drafting. The people who are on the weaker teams, and you're not going to necessarily see their performance. But if you look at their draft performances, they're really, really high.
Yeah.
Jason G, I know.
Yes.
Like
Another great example. Another great
player.
example.
Amazing.
Will
Oh my God,
will
he's so
agree
good.
to go play on pretty much any team that
Yeah.
ask him to, and we'll just have a great time. And I know for a fact he's not trying to like win every tournament, right? Like he's going to just like hang out with friends, which is fair. But
So,
like
have fun, try his best, and
Yeah, still trying hard. Yeah, still playing well. Yeah.
But like you look at BB Remix, winner of BB Remix.
See, when I'm drafting a team, I'm looking at their draft performance,
Mhm.
not their tournament performance, right? It's like how did they perform relative to what people thought their skill was, and that's where you want to. That's where you get your value pick.
I'm almost indexing more on how I feel when I play them in trash.
Oh
games.
yeah, I mean like that. Yeah.
We all know this, right? You can
Yeah.
tell when like you're playing against a strong player.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
feel this type of pressure.
Yeah.
This is how I score people. Like period. It's just how hard are they playing?
Yeah. Any player that makes me do the like cab look around.
Well, and that's the
When you
thing.
make eye contact with someone, it's the best feeling you take you.
It's always me going like,
Who did that to me?
who did what?
My favorite is when you get a really sick kill and you start staring at the other side of the cab, waiting for them to come look. You're already looking when
It's
they're
like, oh, it's John. But like, I'm always like, oh, who was it this last round? It was Salt Lake. I was playing trash, and there was just this drone who was like, just like doing some wild ass shit. I was like, who is that? And because like I have my like we'll talk about the salty ledge stuff that later time. But I was like, oh, who's getting past me on ledge? I look over, it's Mal. I was like, damn.
so good.
Yeah.
She
So good.
Just unbelievable growth. Like her growth line,
Yep.
like these past 2 years, has been incredible. Really incredible.
Yeah.
And it's but like trash, like the like this year, like I went through and I got through like the second round and started struggling with things. Right. And that's like I know like my brain bank is not necessarily the like canonical source of like, skill levels, but like it gets pretty close to like, if I start not hearing about these players, it's like they're either very regional, right? Or
This is where I come in.
yeah.
Steve Bartel, shout outs to Steve Bartel. Yo, Madison represent.
Knows all the regions.
He knows all the this year it was Jamal was
Yeah.
the one that we were like, oh.
I was surprised anybody else knew. I looked at it, I was like, you're gonna like just like Steve Bartel, nobody's gonna know, and he should be a second round draft pick easily.
I love that.
And
So
I
hyped.
think he ended
I'm getting
up.
hyped to watch these teams. to be
Me
honest.
too.
I believe I don't know who or what, but I do think that they went already. But we were hoping they would be a value pick later on.
Yeah.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Whisper.
Felix is acting like he doesn't actually know.
Felix knows every team.
Yeah.
The team's not even for me, but Felix already knows them.
I know who you picked. 5 picks ago.
And 5 picks from
Exactly in
now.
my hand. He's got the Pegasus eye.
The Millennium Eye.
Yeah, the one.
Well, I think that might be. Is there any last things that we want to say?
I do want to say one last thing, especially because it ties back to draft priority. But we talked about specialists and also sneaky picks.
Generalists.
And my last pick last year, we can't not talk about beats because it was the biggest all-in push of my the entire draft. He was my 4th round pick. I knew I needed a drone, which is not the position I wanted to be in because I wanted a drone 3rd, but like I just could not have said no to any of my first 3. And there were a bunch of really important names on the board. Tyler Maloney. I was going through everybody. I was watching any footage I could. Tyler Maloney sent me the 3
I was
sets.
saying still on the board for a second.
Tyler Maloney on the board.
First round.
Oh,
No, but he sent me VODs. He combed through the New York archives to send me the VODs, the 3 sets that he had played, and I watched him, and I was like, okay, this guy does not know anything about the macro strategy. He's pulling from the wrong piles. He is like, he doesn't, but he is never running face first into a ledge, and his jukes were incredible. I was like, I could not teach this person to somebody who's been playing, or like this skill to somebody who's been playing longer. I can teach, hey, bro, like pick from this pile to this guy. Yeah. And he didn't get up a single time. He ran. He didn't even touch the snail until grand final. He ran berries every time, and that was exactly what I needed. I needed somebody I wasn't going to worry about getting distracted, and that was fucking Beats. So shout outs to Beats first off, and second off, like that's the value that like you get somebody, an objective player who will actually run your objective, who likes it and wants it and needs it, and that's how you fucking win.
Again, like you're asking Tyler, right? I think asking other people is like the biggest thing you can do. You don't need to draft on your own. Everyone's talking. It's very, I don't know. There's like an ego thing. There's an ego thing where like you kind of want to draft on your own. It seems like it'd be cool, but you just don't know everyone. There's just not, unless you're Ian.
Even
Talk to me. I consult myself.
We went through every person. Like we didn't like. We went through every person. I was like, do you know this person? No. All right, let's go find a bot. Right? Like that's basically what we did on a random Monday night or Tuesday night or whatever. It was like, all right, who's this person? All right, let's go find it. Oh shit, they're really good.
I mean, look, put your clips in your camp. Put your clips in your draft form. You know, it's important.
Just like clip a VOD that you're really proud of, put it there, and like. The rest of us will be watching and be like, "Yeah, this guy, this one right here."
Just to kind of say though, like this is what I love about these types of formats. About it gets people talking about every single player because every single pick is important.
It's valuable.
So like it's valuable.
Find your value.
We're all starting to talk about the players that are otherwise kind of like getting glossed over because they're ending up in the middle of the pack of these tournaments.
So like I gotta say, this draft has been very boring from what I've heard so far because everyone's drafting really well.
Many less like glaring like what happened here is
that Rob podcast episode is definitely high value.
Shout out to Rob helping raise up the tides.
No red Chris in this. No red Chris 4th round in this.
No, sir.
Well, thanks so much for joining this podcast today. We hope that you enjoyed it. You're all excited about CampKQ.
You gonna get thumbnail?
And thumbnail. I know that I will personally be watching. So see y'all later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.